What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Fast Furious Kiddo 3 here, and I currently just got home from a sleepover with my girlfriend. I dropped her off and got home just now. My grandma and my brother inside the house, probably wondering where the fuck I'm not in the house yet. But I might as well do this, so yeah. Okay, so this video is gonna be an update on what I've been doing and everything. So as you can see, I got RGB lights in Sammy now. I fixed the bottom ones. I actually put the connection in here instead of wiring it up straight to the battery, because doing it to the battery inside here was a pain in the ass. So definitely much less wiring. It's much more simple, and that's completely free. Then clearly my house is super dark right now. I need to put the lights in because it's no longer Halloween, so I need to change the light bulbs. But I want to do this little video because it's actually I have 14 minutes before I had 7, so I had doubled my time. But I want to do this little video because I have some bad news actually. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I've done. So as y'all can clearly see, I have red lights in the back and green in the front. The reason is because the set I actually have in the front in the grill, which I shall show y'all now. And also I wired my running lights to my fog lights, so now when the running lights are on, the fog lights are on, and vice versa. That's why the running lights are on, so the whole bar lights up. And also, as you can see, I put some RGB lights in the grill, so the whole grill just like lights up, and it's just so beautiful. I honestly think that this thing was actually a good idea, and the only way to change it is by taking off the headlight and the turn signal, reaching for the control module, changing it into whatever color you want. You can do like any color you want, or you can do it RGB. So I just left it RGB because it's not illegal. So yay! But obviously black bow tie. I took off my Puerto Rican plate. That's actually in my dorm room right now. And I put brighter fog lights. And I did the all lights on mod, which I believe I did a video on. But I'm going to go ahead and show y'all again, because I don't think I did it with the running lights wired up too. So now all the lights are on. I think honestly this really looks great. This truck, look at this. It is so bright at night, like genuinely bright. So yeah, I love this truck honestly. But yeah, also as you could see, I got full LED replacements for all 4 doors. They were like $20 something each, like for a pair. So I spent like almost $50 in door lights, but honestly so worth it. So worth it. I just realized I had the connections for these, and I got rid of them. I think I can actually take the ones out of that one and put them in here so I can swap them, because of what I'm going to tell you later. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to change these to the other ones. And also the reverse lights too. So as y'all can see, I clearly have RGBs in the top and bottom, and I got all my shit, all my tools and stuff here. And yeah. So she's clean mostly. She needs a wash and everything, but yeah. But also I got some bad news honestly. So as y'all can see right here, there is a scuff mark, really long scuff mark. And if you can see, the door is dented. What happened was, I was actually last Friday, I was coming home from college, and I was just curious after I went shopping and everything. I was stuck in really bad traffic, and what had happened was I decided to go to my girlfriend's work after shopping and everything, and then I decided to just go chill there, see if she was there. She wasn't there, obviously, because she gets out at 3. I was there like 5:30, so clearly she's not going to be there. Well, what happened was after that, I was sitting at a stop sign waiting to turn left so I can go the back way home, and the sun was right behind me, so it was in the face for other cars coming into the mall area. What happened was this Jeep got impatient, and they gunned it, lost control, slammed right into me, and they hit my door. Sorry for that weird transition. They hit my door. They folded in my mirror, hit my door. I was laying on the horn the entire time. I was pissed. Then they scratched my truck and then just fucking drove away. Like nothing had happened. Like what the fuck? So I was pissed. I checked the damage. It wasn't bad. And by the time I finally got my head together so I can go get the dude, it was already too late. So yeah, I didn't really get the dude's plate. I knew exactly what car, make, and model it was. So yeah. So on to the bad news. So Sammy's been having issues lately. Honestly, that's not a surprising thing on this channel, honestly. I think this time, I've been missing entire channel every time Sammy's been on the channel. It's one problem after another, honestly. So this is her third transmission rebuild. She first one was a junkyard transmission when we first got the truck. That one completely burned up after I started driving. It just burned up. It was bad. Then afterwards, we got another transmission from a shady place, but we got the transmission finally. Then after that, that transmission broke after 2 months. And after that, we took it to the transmission place. I got it fixed. My dad told me that he stole the fucking truck. And I was so butthurt. I was crying. Like fucking tears. It was bad. And by the way, I got these corner lights whenever the first time we fixed the transmission. I got the new corner lights and fog lights. Then afterwards, I got brighter fog lights, wired the running lights back up, got the LED RGB lights. And then there too, and on the bottom ones I fixed when I got it first time, and the bow tie. But I think there was an electrical issue because when I changed the lights in the AC and the rear wiper, the transmission just started acting up and then it overheated and broke. So yeah, but that was when we put it in the first time, and then they rebuilt it. Well, afterwards, the transmission is fine, but the problem is it's leaking really bad because they way overfill. Like they have a dip. The dipstick is like as a measurement of cold, a little bit of space, and a little bit of hot. It was way over the hot space when it was fucking cold. So it was really overfull, so it was draining out of everywhere. And they have an external cooler, as y'all can see inside the grill. That thing right there, that's the external cooler. I was looking, I think they're using the external cooler in transition with the old cooler, which is fucking clogged. So it's draining my coolant. Like, seriously, I topped off my coolant, like, fucking, like, earlier this morning. I actually topped off the coolant because I couldn't sleep because I was next to my, I sadly didn't sleep with my girlfriend because we're not at that level yet, but I know she'd be okay with it. But her dad was like, you stay in separate rooms, which I completely understand, obviously. But I filled it up in the morning because I couldn't sleep. It was like 5 or 6 in the morning. I was watching Netflix. Oh yeah, the time change happened today, so yeah. But I topped off the coolant, and then we went to our drive. We went to the Vivo Brothers, go eat some food or whatever. After that, came back and I checked the coolant level before I was gonna leave, and it was already low again. I'm like, what the fuck? I just topped off the coolant. Like, I don't know what to do, honestly. So that happened. So what's been happening is the check engine light comes on from time to time. Oh my god, it's so warm here. Oh, thank god. The check engine light comes on from time to time because the transmission place, when they fix the transmission, they drop the catalytic converters, because catalytic converters, they never go bad. Really, they will last for the entire life of the vehicle. The only real reason is if they're cheap aftermarket or they were dropped. Mine were dropped, or they get really hot. Other than that, or clogged. Other than that, they were gonna last the lifespan of the vehicle, and they were really good. But they dropped it, and if you can kind of hear, there's a rattling noise on the exhaust. If you can kind of hear it. What happened was, since they dropped it and everything, my check engine light went on because the bank to catalytic converter went bad. It just completely just fucked itself over, basically imploded on itself and blew it out of the exhaust. It sounds better now. It's not so rattly, but still, pops out the check engine light. Also, mad coolant leak. I don't know. I think it's just the coolers, I think. She burns oil faster now, but she still runs good. But transmission has been very overfull and it's been leaking. The power steering pump is now going bad on it again. Like when we first got the truck, it already had a power steering leak, and it had a transmission leak, and it had an oil leak. It was constantly leaking. So now it's going bad again, because I noticed when me and my girlfriend went to go get some froyo, and I saw the line, and then I came back to the truck, puddle of fucking transmission fluid on the floor. I'm like, the fuck? So yeah. And also, my U-joints that connects the drive shaft to the rear end is going bad again, because now it's squeaking like a motherfucker. Like, it is so bad. When I'm barely giving it gas, it goes like constantly. I'm doing like 60 miles an hour and it's squeaking like a bitch. So yeah, that's bad. And the input shaft thing is going kind of being weird. I think maybe it's not sealing correctly. That's why it's leaking a little bit, which I don't get it. They're all brand new fucking seals. So that's happening. Luckily though, all of my lights are actually apparently working, which is actually really good, considering the fact that I get cheap shit. Like, these are like the cheapest LED conversion taillights I could get. And I don't know if y'all can tell, but my license plate light, one of those is bad, and the entire bottom row on that side is bad. So, see? So, but they still work. They're still bright. They're still good. These work. I don't like them. They're not the best. After I kind of drove them for a little bit, they were a bitch. But, yeah, there's honestly, if I had a nickel for every time I fix this truck, I'd have so much money. I could buy, like, I can fix my Mustang. I'm not kidding. That's how much shit I put in this truck. I put over $1,000 in the LEDs into it, or more. Plus, we put in tires, exhaust, engine, transmission, fucking 3 times. We've done so much shit to this truck that it's worth more to strip it and sell it for parts than to actually sell it as a truck. Like, I think as it is right now, maybe $2,500. Maybe. If I'm lucky. But it's very high mileage. The engine has about 57K on it. Transmission has about 3K. So maybe 2,700, or maybe I can do a trade. That could be a little bit. That's actually really cheap for these, but this one is really beaten up, and it has a dent on the door now, which I'm probably gonna buff out and get it out. But I don't know. I gotta talk to my parents about it. But I think Sammy, it's time. I think it's time for her to rest. Like, honestly, I think it's time for her to. I think it's time for her to leave. She's been in the family for about 2 years now, and I think November 19th would be the 2-year anniversary of this truck being in the family. Guess who's driven it the most? Me. You know what's funny? My mom has driven this truck 4 times. I kid you not. The day she bought it, let's see, the day she had to take me to go get the paper tag renewed because we were doing something, I had to go fix something. The day we got it insured, I took it to my girlfriend's house. She picked me up in the truck. And the last time she drove it was actually when we got the fucking Pathfinder. And then after that, she drove my truck, I drove the Pathfinder. And by the way, I whooped her ass in the Pathfinder. We were racing. I told her, did you shut off the AC? She's like, no. Like, that's your problem. Because actually I was looking up on the Pathfinder and the Suburban. They're pretty similar, but the Suburban's heavier. So like the Pathfinder's a little bit less power, less torque. The Suburban has more torque, but the Suburban is heavier, so it kind of equals out. But the Pathfinder's a good work vehicle. It's a right-hand driver. We care about it, but it's not as much as like my dad's truck. So yeah. But I think I'm gonna ask the people if I do sell it, I trade it. I'm like, hey, as a momentum, can I take the front plate off? I know y'all need it, but like, could I take the front plate off so I can remember this truck, because I love this truck. This truck was my first truck. First vehicle I ever really loved to death and worked on and everything. So it's really sad to see her go. I took her to prom, I took her to graduation, I took her to everything. So it's really sad to see her go and see her like this. But some good stories have to come to an end, right? Hell, I came home in this truck and look, it's still here. It still is. Hell, if I sell this truck, I can fix this truck, get a new painted, wheels done, all the shit. But I think this truck, it's time for it to go. I think maybe $2,700 is a good price. Maybe $3,000 if I really highball it, but I don't know. But yeah, guys, that's about it. That's really not bad news. I'm gonna be selling Sammy. I'm actually been thinking about trading her in for an SN95 Mustang. That's a GT. It's a manual. It's gonna be a fun car, or something that's fun, that's manual, that'll be fuel efficient, reliable, and it'll last me a long time. But yeah, see what I mean by the fog lights. So yeah.